as we meet on the second anniversary of the UN adoption of the responsibility to protect doctrine, le 4e anniversaire du jour international pour sauver Darfur. The genocide by attrition in Darfur continues. What is happening in Darfur, as the previous speakers have said so eloquently and compellingly, is to our everlasting shame. A betrayal of the courageous people of Darfur, as Sergeant Botkin has spoken of. A repudiation of the responsibility to protect doctrine, as Alex Neve has spoken of. And an affront to the lessons of history, to the preventable genocide, for example, in Rwanda. We knew what was happening in Rwanda, and we did not act. We know what is happening in Darfur, and we have yet to act. The moral injunction of never again, as I see in the posters amongst you, has become yet again and again. We know that 400,000 Darfuris have already died. We know that more than 4 million people are on a life support system. Indeed, the life support system is itself on life support. We know that mass atrocities, systematic rape, abductions, the indiscriminate bombing and burning of villages, the assaults and killings of humanitarian workers and civilians continue. We know that the Darfur peace agreement and the comprehensive peace agreement both are in danger of collapse, both are in danger of unraveling not only the Darfur peace agreement, but having all of the peace process in Darfur unravel as a whole. And so it's our responsibility, as I said while I was Minister of Justice at the Stockholm Conference on the Prevention of Genocide, it's our responsibility to break the silence, to sound the alarm, to stand with the people of Darfur. Fortunately, as a result of the gatherings that you've initiated, fortunately as a result of the students standing with the people of Darfur, it's not public indifference or inaction that's the problem, it's governmental inaction that's the problem. Pendant que la communauté internationale continue d'hésiter, les défourniers continuent. While the international community dithers, Darfurians die. And so what is needed now is a special Darfur summit. One that can come together, for example, on September 25th of this month, when the UN Security Council has scheduled a special meeting on Sudan, which should be used as a meeting for a special summit that would bring together all the basic actors in the situation, the representatives of the United Nations, the European Union, the African Union, the Arab League, all those who can come together and implement an action plan to save Darfur. What that action plan needs to be is not the issue. It's the implementation of that action plan. It includes putting in place as quickly as possible that hybrid United Nations African Union protection mission authorized yet again by the UN Security Council this past July 31st, but which is yet to be put into place or even have the beginnings put into place. To enhance support for the African Union mission until such time as that hybrid protective mission is put in place. To end the culture of impunity. Not one of the UN Security Council resolutions, not one, those resolutions which called for the disarmament of the murderous Janjaweed, which called for the enforcement of the arms embargo, which called for an end of the indiscriminate bombing and burning of villages, which called for the bringing of the war criminals to justice. Not one of those resolutions has been enforced. The culture of impunity has to end. Number 4, we need an enforcement of both the Darfur peace agreement and the comprehensive peace agreement. Each reinforce the other. The collapse of any brings about the collapse of the other. We need immediate and unfettered humanitarian access to all the regions of Darfur, in particular to the displaced persons camps and to the refugee camps. We need to ensure that China, which has become both the paymaster of Sudan and its largest trading partner, that it should end its profits without honor. And here when I speak of profits, I'm spelling it P-R-O-F-I-T-S, because China has become complicit in the genocide in Darfur. The international community should take a lead in ensuring that debt assistance to Darfur is conditioned upon the assisting of the people of Darfur. Otherwise, we have business as usual, also complicit in the genocide in Darfur. We need to have the divestment campaigns begun on our university campuses across this country, that it be extended to corporations, to institutions, to foundations, to ensure that we divest from genocide in Darfur. That has to be the byword and the watchword. We have heard from Sergeant Botkin that the people of Darfur talk of being abandoned. We have to let them know that we are there with them. I think I see David Kilgore in the audience, who has been at the forefront also of the divestment campaign. Welcome here, David. And finally, we need to ensure that we have targeted economic sanctions with respect to Sudan. Targeted economic sanctions which include asset seizures, which include travel bans, which include targeting the petroleum sector, all those economic and financial sanctions that will ensure that in fact Sudan is held accountable. And finally, as been mentioned, the extension of the peacekeeping and protection mandates to Chad and to the Central African Republic. If I can close with all the posters that I see all the time that students come together, and I want to commend you for that, because it is a student slogan that says everything. If not us, who? If not now, when? Thank you.